On one stormy night, a man approaches the abandoned building of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. He reaches into his pocket and pulls out the note that led him here.
We've got your precious Teddy. If you ever want to see him again, report for duty at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Work for 5 nights and maybe you'll get him back.
Having no other options, Mr. Bean enters the pizzeria. After entering the pizzeria, Mr. Bean looks around. The whole place smelled like stale pizza and there was no sign of any staff, or more importantly, Teddy. On the main stage there was 3 animatronics, a bunny, a chicken, and a bear. For some reason, they gave him the creeps, especially the bear in the middle, or maybe Mr. Bean was just biased.
Only room for 1 bear in my life, thank you very much.
Eventually, he found his way to the security office at the back of the building. The office was small and very dusty, but at least there was a spinning fan there to keep him cool. There was also a monitor displaying the various camera feeds from around the building. Mr. Bean sits down in the creaking chair. Just as he was about to start using the cameras, the phone suddenly rang.
Hello? 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 I wanted to record a message for you to help you get settled in on your first night. I actually worked in that office before you.
Mr. Bean, having the attention span of a goldfish, starts tuning the guy out and absentmindedly fiddling around with the camera controls until he arrives at the stage camera. Everything seems to be in order.
The animatronic characters here do get a bit quirky at night.
Huh?
When he looked back at the camera pad, he noticed something. The bunny, it was no longer on stage.
Where's the bunny gone?
Mr. Bean starts to panic. He frantically flips through the cameras, eventually finding Bonnie in the spare parts room.
What's he doing there? He's playing hide and seek.
Before he could ponder more, he heard a noise from somewhere else in the building. He checked back on the main stage, and to his horror, he realized that the chicken was also gone too. Suddenly, he heard footsteps coming from the right side of his office.
Pizza?
Mr. Bean slams the right door button, sealing Chica out. That was close. He would have to be more careful from now on. He would have to remain vigilant. Finally waking up, he checks the cameras. Bonnie moved again. Switching to the left hallway feed, he saw Bonnie creeping towards him. Suddenly, the camera feed cuts out for a brief moment. When it comes back, Bonnie was gone. The button was jammed. A miracle happened. The night was over. 1 night down, 4 more to go. Despite his near-death experience the previous night, Mr. Bean returned for his second shift. Teddy was still out there, and he wasn't going to give up. Once again, the phone rang. This time, the voice on the other end warned him about a new threat.
Also, check on the curtain in Pirate Cove from time to time. The character in there seems unique in that he becomes more active if the cameras remain off for long periods of time. I guess he doesn't like being watched. I don't know. Anyway, I'm sure you have everything under control. Talk to you soon.
He would have to keep an eye on that one, unless he wanted another surprise like last time. The thought made him shudder, but it was quickly overshadowed by a rumbling in his stomach. He hadn't eaten all day, and the lingering scent of pizza was too much to ignore. Deciding he could take a quick snack break, he was sure that the animatronics wouldn't be active too soon. Surely he had some time. So Mr. Bean carefully sneaked into the kitchen. As he was eating some very stale pizza, he heard some moaning behind him. Mr. Bean took a moment to calm down. He was definitely never doing that again. He then went back to monitoring the cameras. He heard a strange song. Mr. Bean checked the camera feed, and to his horror, the curtain in Parrot's Cove was wide open and Foxy was gone. Mr. Bean fumbled with the cameras until he saw it. Foxy crashed into the door, banging on it a few times before retreating. After sitting back down, Mr. Bean realized that his battery was dangerously low, and Mr. Bean knew that he wouldn't make it through the night if his power ran out. So he spends the next few hours trying his best not to consume any power, but it seems it wasn't enough. Once again, Mr. Bean had barely survived. 2 nights down, 3 more to go. By now, Mr. Bean realized that each night the animatronics were becoming more aggressive. He immediately checks the cameras. Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy were already active. He gets to work, fending the 3 off for the first few hours. Later on in the night, he realizes something. Freddy. He was no longer on stage.
Freddy? He never moves.
How could this be? Freddy had never moved before, at least not while he still had power. Mr. Bean scoured the cameras, finally finding Freddy peeking from the girls' toilets. The cheeky pervert. For now, Freddy was still far away from the office and wasn't attacking yet. So Mr. Bean turned his attention to the other animatronics in the meantime. Throughout the night, Mr. Bean fought off Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy with increasing difficulty. The power was draining fast, and he reached 5 AM. He knew that he was in trouble. Freddy had disappeared again, and this time, Mr. Bean spotted him in the hallway outside the office. Suddenly, the power went out. Mr. Bean could hear faint footsteps approaching his office. It was definitely Freddy.
O cholera! Czy to Freddy Fazbear?
It was now night 4, and boy was Mr. Bean tired. Things had been getting worse and worse. He barely survived the previous nights, and he knew that this one would be even harder, but he had to tough it out. But Teddy, the phone rang as usual.
Oh, hello! Hey, wow, day 4. I knew you could do it. Hey, listen, I may not be around to send you a message tomorrow. It's been a bad night here for me, you know. Oh no.
Was he dead? Nah, he couldn't be. He had to be fine. He'd probably have a recording for night 5. But one thing was clear. This night would not be easy. Mr. Bean spends the night defending himself against the onslaught of animatronic attacks. Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, and Freddy, they all came at him relentlessly. Then, near the end of the night, Mr. Bean starts seeing and hearing things. The noises kept ringing in his head before stopping as 6 AM struck. It was now the 5th night, and Mr. Bean was on edge. He knew that this was the last night, but it would also be the most dangerous.
Hello. Oh, yeah.
The animatronics were more aggressive than ever before, but this time, Mr. Bean had a few tricks up his sleeves. He would not allow himself to be bullied anymore.
Are you feeling lucky, punk?
Pizza?
It was now 5 AM. The night was almost over. Just a little more, and he would finally have Teddy back. Mr. Bean checks the cameras as the animatronics continued to assault the doors, and then something strange happened. He saw a poster of a golden bear in the hallway. That wasn't there before. It made him feel uncomfortable for some reason. When he lowered the monitor, he found that exact golden bear sitting in his office, staring at him.
Bean.
When Mr. Bean woke up, he was lying on the pavement outside Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Then, out of the corner of his eye, he saw something that made his heart leap. Teddy! There he was, safe and sound, with a payslip resting beside him. It was finally over. He had made it. Together, they walked off, leaving Freddy Fazbear's Pizza behind. This would be the last time he would ever step foot in a pizzeria again, Mr. Bean thought to himself. Or so he hoped. Hey guys, it's me. This video was supposed to come out on Halloween, but you know, life got in the way. I know this is kind of different from like the usual content I make, but I figured that we're always throwing Mr. Bean into different Zelda scenarios, so I was like, hey, why not throw him into Fnaf? Let's see what happens. I just made it because I thought it would be funny, and it was. So if you enjoyed it, hit the like, subscribe, maybe I'll make more, I don't know. And if you didn't, sorry for making you sit through 10 minutes worth of cringe. See ya.